In the serene expanse of a familiar fishing spot, a weathered fisherman casts his line, expecting the usual routine of wriggling fish and the gentle lull of the waters. Yet, this ordinary day takes an extraordinary turn when his hook snags onto something that feels distinctly unusual. What lies at the end of his line isn't a fish. It's an oddity, a creature unlike anything he's seen before. Its appearance defies explanation, straddling the border between bizarre and fascinating. As he grapples with the shock of his unexpected catch, a rush of emotions wells within him, and tears cloud his eyes. He's just realized what it is he's caught. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. The year was 2011. The moon cast a silvery sheen upon the restless waves as the fishing vessel, with its weary crew, cut through the dark expanse. Captain Rennell, a seasoned woman with salt-kissed hair and decades of experience etched in her eyes, steered the ship with a practiced hand. Her crew, nameless figures huddled in the dim light, worked diligently, their laughter fading into the night as they cast their nets into the depths. The tranquility shattered abruptly when an unseen force seized their bounty, tugging violently at their nets. Panic rippled through the crew as the boat pitched and rocked violently against an unseen adversary. Splintering wood echoed through the night as the unseen force wreaked havoc upon their vessel, rending apart the fishing nets and leaving a jagged tear in the boat's hull. Captain Rennell's commands were drowned by the chaos. The crew scrambled desperately to salvage what they could, but the damage was irreparable. With a groan, the boat stopped at its side, taking on water faster than it could bail it out. Soon, they were left adrift, the vessel now a crippled raft on the vast, unforgiving sea. The once serene and familiar expanse now stretched out in all directions, an ominous abyss in the shroud of the night. The stars seemed distant, their twinkling a cruel mockery of the crew's predicament. Fear crept in, casting long shadows across the faces of the crew. Whispers of uncertainty mingled with the sound of lapping waves as they clung to the remnants of their vessel, their only refuge in a sea that had become both their provider and their captor. A heavy silence descended upon them with no rescue in sight and the night swallowing their hope. Their collective apprehension was palpable in the darkness. They huddled together, adrift in a world that suddenly felt too vast, indifferent, and far too merciless. In the quaint town of Fairview, nestled along the banks of the Mississippi River in Louisiana, lived Jack Thompson, a man in his late 50s. His life revolved around family, fishing, and the endless charm of Southern hospitality. Tall and weathered, Jack's sun-kissed skin bore the marks of countless adventures under the Louisiana sun. Jack's love for fishing was rooted in his childhood, spending lazy afternoons with his grandfather on the banks of the bayou, learning the art of patience and the thrill of reeling in a catch. It was a passion that only grew stronger with time, leading him to explore the waterways and fishing holes of the South with his beloved wife Maggie. Maggie, a spirited woman with a contagious laugh, shared Jack's fervor for fishing. Her eyes sparkled with the same excitement as she hooked a fish, her skill rivaling that of her husband. They met in their early 20s at a local fishing tournament and have been inseparable ever since. Maggie's support and adventurous spirit complemented Jack's steady demeanor, making them an unstoppable team both on and off the water. Their two children, Emily and Tyler, inherited their parents' love for the outdoors, but each in their own unique way. Emily, the eldest at 28, inherited her mother's fiery spirit and adventurous soul. An environmental scientist by profession, she spent her days advocating for the preservation of marine life, drawing inspiration from the memories of fishing trips with her parents. Tyler, the younger sibling at 24, had a quieter demeanor but an unwavering passion for the intricacies of fishing. He pursued a career in marine biology, diving deep into the study of aquatic ecosystems and fish behavior. His room was adorned with fishing rods and gear, each with its own story from their family escapades across the country. Together, the Thompsons formed a tight-knit unit bonded by their shared love for the outdoors, especially fishing. They'd traveled far and wide across America, from the serene lakes of Tennessee to the rugged coasts of Oregon, seeking the perfect fishing spots that promised both challenge and tranquility. Their collection of fishing tales was as vast as the waters they'd navigated, each trip creating memories that would be cherished for a lifetime. At home in Fairview, their cozy wooden house stood amidst lush greenery, a haven that echoed with laughter and the aroma of Maggie's homemade gumbo simmering on the stove. With the festive spirit dancing in the air and a sense of excitement swirling around the Thompson household, Jack and Maggie planned a trip that would take their love for fishing to new international waters. The decision to embark on this journey came after a conversation sparked by Tyler. He had been engrossed in a documentary featuring the stunning fishing opportunities in Australia's Northern Territory. His eyes lit up as he regaled his parents with tales of the iconic barramundi and the thrill of fishing in the remote rivers. Always eager for new experiences, Maggie grinned at Jack, her excitement contagious. Jack's eyes gleamed with a mixture of excitement and contemplation. The thought of casting lines in a land far from their familiar Louisiana waters was both exhilarating and a touch daunting. Yet the prospect of a new challenge and the allure of exploring the rugged Australian terrain tugged at his adventurous spirit. "I reckon it's time we spread our wings a bit, Maggie," Jack finally replied with a grin, nodding in agreement. "Let's make this our Christmas adventure this year." Their decision made, preparations began in earnest. Maps were spread across the dining table as they plotted their journey, discussing the gear they'd need and the logistics of navigating the Northern Territory's waterways. Emily and Tyler eagerly contributed to the planning, brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of their parents embarking on such a thrilling escapade. As December approached, the Thompson household buzzed with anticipation. Festive decorations mingled with fishing gear, creating a unique ambiance reflecting their love for family traditions and outdoor adventures. The scent of Maggie's famous gumbo mixed with the excitement that filled the air, creating an atmosphere of joy and anticipation. The day of their departure arrived amidst a flurry of final checks and heartfelt goodbyes from friends and neighbors. With fishing rods packed carefully away, Jack and Maggie set off for the distant shores of Australia, their hearts brimming with childish excitement. The sun-kissed land of Darwin welcomed them with open arms, the vibrant colors and rich culture captivating their senses. Jack and Maggie felt the thrill of adventure coursing through their veins.